Good morning, everyone. Happy daylight savings time. Happy. Welcome to Salty Sweet Games. I'm the aforementioned Salty,
And I'm Sweet.
and these various assorted spices are our friends. Today we're playing some Witcher RPG, Crimson and Ash. Do we have channel stuff to do?
A few
So
things.
much.
We are being sponsored by Roll20. Roll20 is our tabletop of choice. They are awesome people, and we are part of their Spotlight program. So a huge thanks for them to supporting our channel and supporting all types of gamers from across the world, being able to connect with each other and play over different time zones and all that fun stuff. As well, like to give a shout out to our Telstorian Games, who is also another sponsor for the show. They are helping us give away a copy of the Witcher PDF for rulebook every week
I'm
that we
gonna
play.
start that now.
Oh yeah. So make sure to enter that giveaway and go say hi to them over on the internet because they are very good people. What else? We have donations to help support the channel and also affect the story, so you can check them out below the stream. Other than that, subscribe, follow. We have a couple. Thanks to all of you guys for supporting us. We have 2 new emotes on the way. It's super awesome. So that's a big yay. Yeah, and I think that's about it. Other than the regular follow us, subscribe to us
Yeah.
on YouTube, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, merch, right? Merch. That's a thing. Thank you for putting that in chat. We have merch. If you like our cute little pretzel logo, or if you like complex love polyhedrals, we have both of those designs in our Redbubble store. Another way to support us, and I got some real cute stuff in return. All right.
We
I
killed
think
it.
that's all the channel
God,
stuff. Yeah.
God, you did that so efficiently.
I'm a little later in the morning
Eh,
than everybody else is. Good time zones are a thing.
Whatever. Time isn't real. We should go around and talk to everyone else. Should we say who we're playing first and then stop
Yeah.
talking?
Sure.
Okay. I'm playing Maggie the cat. She's a criminal, and she's a mess. Such a mess. The end.
Yeah. And I play Lupa, who is a resident witcher. Use they them pronouns. Yeah, they're just here for the ride and like, oh, really tired and done with it,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Yeah.
an eternal mood.
Yes. Okay, let's meet people who are definitely more awake than us. Which one of you looks more awake? Lindy!
It's probably because I've already been awake for like 4 hours today.
No.
Because I have a Dragon Age game before this. But anyways, today is my birthday. So I am also super awake because of that, because I'm just hyped. And I will be playing Thrin and Brokvar, a mage from Skellige, who is just wants people to have a nice time and stop killing each other and just be friends. So I doubt any of that's going to happen because this is The Witcher. But she is a small pure light in this world of dark and dramatic things. So help us out. Please don't let me die. It's my birthday. Okay, thanks, bye.
You'll be fine. Katie?
I'm Katie. I play Scylla, who is the bard, who is trying to keep Maggie from doing messy things and being more of a mess than she is, and also has a big performance coming up and just wants to make those coins. That's all she wants.
Make those coins. I don't know. Okay, Hans, you do it now. Do the coin dance.
Do the coin dance?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just taking my cues from you.
Good.
It's probably not good.
Intro yourself. Do your thing. Take over. I'm gonna be quiet.
I am Hans. I am here to make everybody wake up way too early because of daylight savings time and play The Witcher. Yep. Looking forward to it. And so I will do a last time, and then we will figure out where we are right now. And during my last time, because I'm sure to forget the things that are actually important to the players, feel free to shout and just like interrupt me and mention the actual important stuff that happened, because, you know, mine's like a very sanitized version. So last time, Maggie returned to the Lilywhite Inn after a night out. See? Sanitized. The crew dealt with special treatment from the innkeeper, directed mostly at Thryn. The next morning, they collected Rosent, the guard, and spoke with the sorceress Aelin of Maribor, whom they made cry and stole alchemical potions from. Accurate. They next visited Gunter Posip, a dwarven alchemist and supplier, who told
Love
them
him.
that smugglers... That's fair. The smugglers Cinna and Gedry had been purchasing larger quantities of calcium equum than normal. He also told them that Liza, the daughter of the cook at the Lilywhite, had told him that Thryn is a lost princess. The crew returned to the mayor's house the long way around so that Rosent could identify the house Maggie saw the smugglers visit. It was the Mirgild house, the home of a noble widow and child. Returning to the mayor's house, the crew confronted Mayor Craner, who told them he would not aid in investigating the Mirgilds, and reminded them he had paid Luba to kill wolves, not investigate nobles. Silas spoke with Ellen and Melina, Craner, and learned the Mirgilds have a house guest named Contralt. And then Maggie stormed out of the meeting with the mayor and was brought back by Sila. These two things were unrelated at the time, with this new information. She was determined to find and confront Contralt, but Sila talked her into getting a drink and planning more carefully. And that was last time on The Witcher, Crimson and Ash.
Boo! Boo, Planet! Boo!
Right. But I mean, basically what we have is like a classic teen drama, but everybody's actually a witcher or a sorceress or a bard or a criminal, and it's set in the universe of The Witcher. It's great. So I have a suggestion for myself here that we may want to start with Maggie making a Case of the Area roll based on what happened last game, where we walked around the entire city.
Yes, rolls.
Yeah,
I know
rolls.
how to.
No way to start the morning off better than by starting with some rolls, right?
Yes. I agree. Yeah. 14.
14. Okay, so for your Case of the Area, this area is a city. You wanted a 20.
Oh my god.
So you didn't get magically way better at figuring out where the guards are going to be and the street layouts and the hiding spots, but you know what you're shooting for next time, and this is a developing skill for you.
Cool. Alrighty. Wow. We did a
Yep,
20.
yep.
Gonna put
Well-
skill points there.
14's pretty good. For a 1, I mean, you can't complain about that, right?
That's true. That's true.
It's a good start. It's a good start. We know what we're shooting for.
I'll accept it.
You know, and I mean, again, if people want to like donate towards rerolls for PCs, that's the sort of thing that would be really useful.
Also, this was a mechanic that I forgot existed until I played in a one-shot this past weekend. We have a thing called luck that we can just put into our rolls
Oh,
that
yeah.
refreshes every session.
session.
Oh my
That's a
god.
really good point, because I didn't even remember that was a thing until you said it. And yeah,
Yeah, I have 8 points of luck. Now you can just spend all of them on one roll because it refreshes every session.
That's definitely not my dump stat.
Wait,
Well-
that would actually, if I spent all my luck, I could get it. What would that
would you
give
like to do
me?
that? I would love to encourage you to spend all of your luck in the
Yeah,
beginning of the
shut up, Hans.
session. No, that's all I got.
But I forgot that mechanic existed until I played in a one shot and it was like, I'm just a guest character. I'm going to put all of my luck into everything. And so I forgot that we could do that because it refreshing every session does actually help us.
It's really great. It's amazing.
What would that give me?
It
It would give me a +2 to stealth throughout the city,
for a number of days equal to your Case of the Area value.
which is 2.
Okay.
Oh. Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I'm gonna save that luck, but I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna abuse it.
But it's good to know. It's good to know for
It
future.
is so good
It
to
is good
know.
Gosh, no. Okay, so knowing that is a thing, let's move on. So we are back at the Lilywhite Inn. Is where we decided this planning would take place, correct? Basically, like, Sila has barely coaxed Maggie back in with the promise of drink.
Barely. That was a 42 roll. Thank you very much.
All right, good stuff.
Barely.
Begrudgingly. Always.
So,
Is Sophie still treating us like, or at least treating Thrin very, very nicely? Because Thrin hasn't told her she's not a princess yet.
well, let's get to the scene where you guys are right outside the door of the Lily White. As you guys are getting like to the door and walking up that little path that leads into it, it's kind of loud. There's like a lot of people in here for midday, especially compared to yesterday where there was basically no one in there. It's not automatically your fault.
Most
When you
definitely
walk
is.
into the building, there is a raucous crowd. There is a man who is sitting there. He's got like kind of like a Captain Hook type look, with tall boots with the tops turned down.
Which
open
Captain
vest.
Hook?
I'm just going generally for Captain Hook.
Which
This is a good kind of
adaptation?
Captain
What's his
Hook.
face claim?
Is it like Once Upon a Time, or is
man,
it like
I'm
the
so sorry for not
cartoon?
being
Oh
more
yeah,
prepared.
is it like Once
This is
Upon a
my
Time or the
fault.
cartoon?
Yeah, let's do a. Okay, I'm sorry.
Or
Give me one
Lucius
second.
Malfoy?
I'm being attacked. Give me one moment.
But it's the cutest attack ever. Oh my heart.
Hey,
Get him,
we
Hans.
have a thing with our Telsurian games, or at least I have a thing with our Telsurian games where we get ambushed by small children. And
What?
by our Telsurian games consistently.
Oh, I thought you had something worked out with them where you would get
No,
attacked.
It's my Teenage Dramatic Space game also had a small child that like shows up at the perfect timing.
Oh,
Yeah.
perfect timing to say the most wonderful, inopportune things.
Alrighty. We're at a
Back to
bar
you,
now.
Hans.
Yes,
We're at a
thank you. No,
bar.
I appreciate my attack. It was a good kind of attack, but unexpected.
So
at the moment.
like,
So we were going over what does this guy look like? Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do a
what's
Once Upon
this-
a Time Captain.
Is it
Hook.
like-
That's the guy I was going
Oh.
to mentally. So
Is it like
Okay.
Okay.
Is it like Colin O'Donoghue from
Yeah.
Once Upon a Time? 'Cause-
Uh-huh.
I'm feeling
Yes.
so hard.
Whew.
I didn't like him.
I know. Ah, everyone just starts
I
sweating
refuse
a
to swoon.
little.
I like
I'm
Robert
swooning.
Carlyle.
Gillian Jones is the name.
I-
of the
I did
character.
love-
Colin O'Donoghue. Yes.
I did love Robert. I
Oof.
love Robert Carlyle.
Colin O'Donoghue.
Yeah. This guy, he needs to have that particular like smug grin though. I think that's what we're really looking for here.
Great.
Yeah.
So
That's smoldering.
very smug grin, one leg up on a chair out in front of the
He's
bar.
Captain Morganing.
He is. And of course, hands on the hips like this, jacket splayed open shirt splayed open, and gesturing widely like this back and forth as people are drinking quite a bit.
They just
And
beat a sweat.
yeah, there's about 20 people who are not you in this room right now. And what they're all focused on is what he's saying, which seems to be something to the effect of, and you'll never believe it for yourselves, but if you go into the forest and you find her, you can ask for anything you want. And if you get it, the power. Amazing. And that's about where you're at. As you walk in the door and people start basically putting drinks into your hands. Except for Thrin. Thrin, when you're walking in, Sophie is like waving a handkerchief out of her apron at you and like motioning you over here and like shooing people out of your way. And she walks up, she goes, "It's so loud in here. It's so loud. Come with me, dear. I've got a private room back here. Come over here."
Thorin doesn't know like how to tell this lady, so she just all right.
She's now physically holding you by the elbow and guiding you back behind the bar. Apparently there's a room behind the bar out to the left where you haven't been yet. And now as you look, that area is apparently a small private dining room, which looks like yesterday it was probably a closet or maybe like a spare bedroom, but it's been cleaned up very nice. There is one table and there is a like B-grade tea set on the table.
Thorin gives like I think just a tiny look of help! I'm being abducted. Like
Yeah,
as she's
Lupin-
getting led away by the
Lupin's
elbow.
probably like not that far behind Thran. Like, out of everybody in the party, like Lupin's like, I'm gonna make sure Thran's okay because Tyler and Maggie can take care of themselves.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
So she does not get abducted on her own. That's great.
Sila's going to sit down and listen to this tale that's being weaved.
I'm gonna think about
Yes.
pickpocketing that guy.
Great. And to be clear, both Sila and Maggie have been given drinks. So
Oh, excellent.
Oh, yeah.
there are drinks abounding in the common room.
Got my drink.
There you go.
Fabulous. Me
All
too.
right. So Thrin's being poured tea, and there's a little plate of I'm gonna say cookies because we're not British, so we can just say cookies.
Yeah, we can.
And Lupa, Sophie looks over at you, and then back at Thrin. And then out in the common room, this man is gesturing like this, just widely, and saying, if anyone here has something they really need, something that's in your heart's desire, what you need to do is go out into the forest, and if you can find Mama Halona, then you too can have what you really need. And the price, it's worth it. Now myself, 2 nights back, my brother was killed in a bar fight at the Broken Wheel. And I couldn't deal with that kind of heartbreak. So I went to see Mama Halona, but I paid a price. It was a price I was willing to pay to have him back, and my brother's returned to me.
Where is he?
What was the price?
It would be, how loud do you feel like you're being?
I
compared to
am
everybody else? Really loud?
Being so loud right now.
So
So
loud.
loud.
Yeah.
That's a good question. He says, my brother's a woodcutter. He's out working. What was the price? Something dear to my soul that I dare not tell you. If I tell you, the magic might break.
Well, that doesn't really. What incentive does that give anyone else to go out seeking this Mama Halona?
I mean, if there's something that matters that much to you,
Do you know anything about business? You always ask what the price is.
do you know anything about storytelling? You always leave them wanting more.
Yes, I do. I know a lot about storytelling, and your story is.
Yeah.
Anyways, drink up if you want. Drinks are on me.
I'm robbing him.
Drinks.
These are all such valid remarks. Let's do this.
Drinks
So
are on
you're-
him, Maggie. You might not want to.
Just rob him blind by drinking his wallet empty.
That's what I'm saying.
No one said you can't do both.
Yeah.
Yeah, get all the drinks first.
Does he have any shinies?
Does he have any shinies upon his person?
Yeah.
I don't know, like buttons and so forth, but I want to say it's all like garment related. Like again, very Captain Hookish, but for like personal purses and so forth, I'm probably gonna have to go exploring.
Good. Good. So, Sila, what are we doing? We drinking? Are we plotting? Are we gonna go save the
We
princess?
need to have a talk, me and you.
Is it gonna be a talk where you chide me?
I'm not trying to chide you, I promise.
No, I think it's just your default tone.
Never with you, darling, I promise. You almost made a very big mistake back there.
No, not I was walking off steam.
You were walking toward that house without...
It's a big city. The house may have been in the general direction I was walking.
You were walking toward that house without a clear brain to do something you hadn't thought through. What, say that we had allowed you to go to the Miriot house. What was your plan? What were you going to do to control it?
Stab him. I was gonna
Just-
stab him a lot.
Just there in the middle of this stranger's home.
If he was in the middle of it.
You do see how that complicates a lot of things, right?
No. Because he'd be dead.
I adore you. I do.
Thank
Very
you.
much so.
Thank you.
But we need to have a more thought out plan of attack for this piece of shit.
I mean, can't we do what we usually do and stab or rob and then run?
Don't you think that he maybe knows that you might be around here?
Well, yeah, he has someone following me. Did I tell you that?
No,
I think I told you.
no, I didn't. Now I'm even more worried that you would just go and stab him. No one knows who we're talking about. People talk about stabbing each other all the time.
We're talking about you, mate. And she points at Captain Hook, which is now his name.
I think this is a good time for him to interject and say that my name is Tempest.
Oh, that's a
Oh my
What a
gosh,
wonderful-
I love him.
Keep Lindy
I
away.
blame Summer. This
Can
is Summer's
we take him with us? Him and
No.
Rosant, just form an entourage, reverse him this.
Maybe.
Listen, Maggie. He knows you're here, which is a horrible thing. We can't just go in without some sort of plan of attack. We need to talk to Lupa and to Thrin, and we need to figure out what we're going to do.
Oh,
because
is Lupa gonna help us stab him? That's rich.
he's a danger to you.
I don't think they're gonna see it that way.
I think they will.
Well, you have more faith in our Witcher than I do.
You have to learn to have faith in people, witches included.
How is faith learned? Makes no sense.
It's a learned. I don't know how to explain it to you. It's just something you have to do.
Meh.
You're being very especially complicated today. You know that, right? You'd think after diddling with the enemy, you'd be at least a little bit more calm.
Diddling? Diddling?
Would you rather me just say it out loud?
Yeah,
fucking the enemy.
Yeah, talk like an adult. Fucking.
I'm sorry, it just seems a little bit more. I feel like I can chide you more if I speak to you like a child.
I thought you weren't gonna chide me. She walks
wasn't
away. I'm walking into the other room.
She's like following behind. I wasn't going to chide you about certain things, but some things you deserve to be chided about.
Is the other room the private tea room that
Yeah.
Thrin is now sitting in?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's extremely cramped with all four of you in here, plus Sophie, who is standing at Thrin's elbow pouring for tea. At this point, she's now begrudgingly poured a cup of tea for Lupa as well, and kind of pushed it to one end of the table and left it there.
Oh my god.
Sophie.
I think they walk it like Lupa's having this tea, and it probably looks fucking ridiculous because they have like these large clawed hands and this tiny little dainty cup,
Oh my god, that image!
trying their best to not look ridiculous, but they are.
But, I mean, Lupa's so dexterous, right? I mean, from all the years of Witcher training, so it's... Maybe. And there are 2 more teacups, which Sophie does pull out of a side pantry when you all come in, and she pours tea.
Thank you, Sophie. You seem to have a lot of people here. You could, it's fine. Just leave the teapot here, and
It's fine. It's fine. Amber can handle it. I can be out here. This is fine.
Sophie, what she's trying to say is we need some time alone.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll be right out there if you need me. Just right out there.
thank you, Sophie, so much. It's really too much. You're lovely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
You can just, there's a little door with a little latch if you want to try to throw that.
Yes.
Yeah. Closing that immediately.
So you two are aware, I already told you, they think she thinks I'm a princess.
I mean, I understand why. You have you have the bearing.
You have the airs of royalty,
Mm,
nobility.
I think that's just sorceressness.
Well, has her daughter ever seen a sorceress? Apparently she's the one that started this
There's
rumor.
one living in town.
Well, she's
You're
completely
prettier
different than
than her.
you. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's completely different than you. I mean, for one, you smile, Thrin. I don't think that woman smiled the whole time we were there.
We did make her cry.
You made her cry, Thrin. Not
I
we.
think she
You
kinda
did,
made me
Thrin.
cry.
That was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
I really hate having to do that sometimes.
It was wonderful. I'd pay to see a repeat performance, honestly.
Most people wouldn't put sorcerers as a guest before nobility. They don't want to think that a magic user they don't know about's around.
Very true.
Oh. Maggie, you want to tell us what's going on?
Sure. I have a friend in town that I want to go hug closely.
Maggie.
The, guy, my cousin or something, is in town. He's been tailing me, maybe. And he might also be the one behind the wolf thing. And he's in the Mirgold, that house. And I want to stab him. Repeatedly.
Do you think he's behind these dire wolf attacks?
Yeah, he has a thing with,
He's magic, he said a bit.
just
He
a
didn't
bit.
go to Banard to learn?
No.
Or private tutelage?
Maybe. I mean, he does seem like the type to just sit in a dark room with a book.
Well, that's
stroking
not
himself.
exactly what private tutelage refers to, but alright.
Anyway, he is an asshole.
He did extremely wrong by Maggie, and honestly, he deserves anything he gets.
So you say that might be connected to all this?
Yes, which makes him bad.
He's also in the house that the mayor said we can't go investigate.
Yeah, but whoever listened to what a mayor says?
No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get all the factors in place.
Maggie, do you think your new friends could lure him out somehow?
Which one? I've made so many friends.
The one you fucked.
The one? You mean the one I diddled?
I didn't say that, you did.
No, she said it first. She said it out there. You couldn't hear, but that's what she said.
I don't remember, I don't recall saying that. I think you just did.
Oh, so you're illegal friends? You're criminal friends?
Yes.
Associates? Acquaintances?
Yes, just friends.
Acquaintances with benefits?
No. Just friends.
Alright. Do you think they could... You said they made a delivery to the house. You think they are a part of this?
I don't. I think they may not know what's going on, because I can't see how wolves attacking poor people is good for business unless people want extra protection, maybe?
Well, we know they're involved. They're the ones who purchasing the materials.
Right, but they may just be like delivering it, not knowing what it's for.
I don't think we should insult their intelligence that way.
They're not magically inclined.
But they are criminals.
So?
I mean, I don't think we should assume they don't know what they're getting into.
I mean, if they're like most criminals, they just don't care.
That's fair. I've seen you work. Well, you don't. Most of the time, you just take a job because it's money.
Right.
So, that is fair to assume that's also what they're doing. So,
Well, I have the proper ingredients. If we were to get a large bowl of water, or perhaps a rain barrel of sorts, I could attempt to see what's going on in the house. Or at least your friend you want to stab. Or perhaps your new acquaintances, friends.
You could like spy on someone.
I don't like to do it, but I do know a ritual that lets me glimpse an event that's happened within the past day or two, or something that's currently happening.
that's wonderful, actually.
Yeah, I like that. We should do that.
Especially
Now-
on your cousin.
The only trick to this is that if we're viewing a current event, a magician present can sense that I'm using Smulgery on them. If they're thinking about it hard enough. But if I'm scrying on a past event, maybe seeing what they were up to last night in there, that they wouldn't have a way to sense that. We could get some confirmation or some answers, maybe.
Maybe the night of the delivery.
That's a great idea, Maggie.
That was last night. That was probably going on while we were fighting the wolves or stopping their transformation.
Yeah, it was while you were fighting.
That would probably be a pretty good time to do it then, because they tried to change another one. So,
It's a good idea, Maggie.
Thanks.
alright. I'll need a bowl of water then.
I'll get it for you. I go get it for her.
You go to the door,
Large
you undo the latch,
basin,
and
preferably.
Sophie is standing right there. She's holding a cake. It's just a small cake. And she says, "Oh, you know, the cook just made this for," and she looks around Maggie, for Thren. And if I could just give this to her real quick, just
No, Princess Friend needs a basin of water. I take the cake and I close the door.
And
Oh, are we really going into this princess thing?
Did you
then?
just call me
It was a slip of the tongue.
a moment later, you hear a
This is
gentle
finished, I
tap
can
on
never
the
come
door
back to
again.
this town.
Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap,
Don't
tap,
worry,
tap.
don't worry, Thren. We were never coming back after anyway.
Alright, of course, sure.
I open the door.
And she's got a big, shallow basin and a pitcher of water.
Perfect. And I take it. I haven't put the cake down, so I'm balancing.
Sila's gonna just lean over, like, because you said this is cramped, and just slowly close the door. Sophie's face.
Perfect. Perfect. That's the scene I wanted to see.
Not helping Maggie, just slowly closing the door.
I'll take like the pitcher, the basin of water to.
Yes.
'Cause I need that. All right. Well, let's see if I can do this then.
You need anything else with the ritual?
Yeah, you need anything else with the ritual?
I don't believe I do. Thank you very much, though.
Would you like
just some time?
moral
and quiet?
support?
Just some. And she'll pull out the hair ingredients that she purchased just the day earlier today. Some fifth essence, some white myrtle petals, some pearl, lunar shards, and berbicane fruit. And I will attempt to cast this ritual, which I will also put in the chat. So, hydromancy. And I'm trying to look inside of the house last night around the time when the wolf was like about to be transformed, like transforming, and delivery time. Okay, so take the 5 rounds of prep. Okay, cast my ritual crafting.
Okay, here we go.
Fingers crossed. Yes.
Nice.
15,
Well
so it goes off.
It's a good thing you didn't do that active event too, because you wouldn't have made that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about the scene we're imagining, because this is like, it's a 1-paragraph spell description, so it doesn't give me a lot to work with.
Yeah.
We're looking at the interior of the house, like you're imagining like right inside the door when this handoff takes place, or what's your thought?
Further inside. I want to see what's inside the house. Because we scouted it. We walked around it, so probably,
Yeah.
should probably try to glance at some windows. Maybe.
So I want the spell to be cool, but I also want to be mean. So what I'm thinking is like, this has to be like something where you can kind of move it around a little bit.
Okay.
But at some point here, when we get to like a dramatic reveal, we gotta pull it tight before we get everything that's really cool out.
Yeah. And it is an active cost, so every round I spend some vigor, or some resolve.
Yeah. So if we get into like a really serious bar fight in a second, that could be bad, but otherwise we'll be okay probably.
Stamina, rather, yeah.
Yeah. Because you have a whole bucket of stamina, right?
I have 45 stamina.
Yes, so you should be fine for a few rounds of this.
Yeah, so looking into this water.
So let's start out. We know that sometime around midnight, Maggie had gotten on the back of the horse with Cinna and had gone in the direction of the Marigold house. So we're at like 10 past.
Yeah, 15 past. Cause
I
would have known what time it was when we were fighting wolf stuff anyway, too.
Yeah, Maggie, exactly what time was it when all this started? Yeah, so we're at the door. On the interior of the door, someone's taking a bag and pulling it into the door, closing it in their faces. As that's happening, you're in like an entryway. It's got a antechamber type room. There's stairs going up. There's a large sitting room over to one side. And then the person who's taking the bag is walking down across the antechamber, and there is a staircase that leads down. It's like a spiraling stone stair. And you see them walking down it, and they're going forward. Now, as they go forward, there's just like a small antechamber here with like a table, like a sideboard type table. And there's probably a cellar, some other space over to the left.
Okay.
But they're standing looking at a tapestry. And this tapestry has like a depiction of a deer. And while they're looking at that kind of like abstracted deer, they pull it aside. And there's a doorway right there, and it's very dimly candlelit. And they walk in. And it's a large vaulted stone chamber. This doesn't look like it's designed as a cellar. It's almost perfectly circular. And it's got like a ribbed stone construction. If you had to guess, based on what you know, this is a ritual space, because who else is going to build a circular chamber underneath a house like this?
Yep.
There are candles laid out on tables to the sides. You see another tapestry on the far wall. What's something cool that's on a tapestry? Lauren, have you got anything cool for me?
What's something cool on a tapestry?
I'm asking too much at this point. Is that what you're thinking?
How dare you ask me that?
How dare I ask that? All right. It's Temeria, so it's white lilies. It's going to be white lilies on a black field. And some like artful embroidery type, and what's the term? Embellishments like around the edges. That's what I'm looking for. I thought you would have an idea for me. Okay. So I'm sorry, you're enjoying the story and I broke the the narrative walls. So in the center of the space on the floor is an elaborate chalked out diagram.
Oh.
There are a lot of components on these tables as well, things you can easily
Uh-huh.
identify. This bag gets set down over to the side. There's a lot of things like we saw calcium equum, we see some animal hair, there's a large beaker of something, and it's a glass beaker, so maybe something reactive, could be an acid, something like that. And here in the center is this ritual space, and this is not a ritual you know. So there's that.
Ooh. Okay.
There's a second ritual circle that is on the wall over to the left.
Hmm.
That one looks like it's fairly standard. If you want to make like a real quick magic training roll on that one, you'll probably know that one.
Sure thing. Magic training.
Magic training.
19.
19. I think that's good. So this one on the wall over here, that's a barrier spell.
Oh, okay.
And it's like if someone was to leave something almost totally done, so they're hoping they can finish it up real quick, it's like someone has done all the prep work and it's just waiting to be activated.
Okay. Interesting.
This one on the floor, though, let's do a separate magic training roll on this because this is weird and not something you've studied.
Sure thing. Oh, snap.
Ooh.
Let me roll the crit die.
Happy birthday to you.
27. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. Immediately looking at this, you can tell this is from a forbidden school of magic. It is almost certainly going to be either some sort of soul transference or something along those lines that will forcibly take something from someone. It is a very bad kind of spell that would be used. Again, your best guess, based on what you know, is it's going to transfer something from one person to another. It does it non-consensually, and it may be dealing with their soul or their essence rather than their physical body.
All right. I think you just see Thrin's looking very intensely, and then her eyes kind of widen. She looks at this. It's just... Well then. And how much stamina does this cost me? How many rounds does this take?
I mean, that sounded like a lot of rounds, didn't it?
Yeah,
Maybe
a little bit.
Maybe we're at like 14 at this point.
Whew, okay, 14
Keep
times
around.
2.
I think that's
Yeah.
a lot. You went all the way
That's a lot.
downstairs. You took a good look around. You saw a
Yeah.
couple rituals.
Yeah, and I took the time to identify them. That's cool.
Does she fall
So-
back?
Let me look at exactly how much this is. So 28, 45 minus 28, 17. I think she'd look tired. Like kind of just slump back in her chair as she kind of like, I imagine she's just very gently touching like the surface tension of the water and kind of just pulls back from that. Well, there's some very nasty forbidden magic going on in that basement.
Yeah, 'cause he's a dick.
Whew.
So we definitely have to take care of him.
There's some very nasty non-consensual magic happening down there. There's a couple of ritual circles. One's for like barrier ward protection, that kind of thing. The other one is it's real bad. Lots of components. It's behind a canvas or tapestry downstairs. I'm gonna eat some of this cake.
I'll cut it for you.
Please, you really don't have to.
No, I got it.
So the cake is very nice, but it's made of very simple ingredients. So
Yeah.
it's quite enjoyable. It's a very common kind of cake, but it's good.
We have to find a way to get into that house and look at that ritual space, then, don't we?
I would say so.
So this ritual space was created for this purpose. Or someone in the Miracle House used to do rituals.
Right. I don't think Connie's had enough time to construct a whole room.
We don't
No,
know how long
they've-
he's been here.
Had this. This is not a new. Ooh, that's not a new room. I don't think that probably wasn't carved in a generation.
This is definitely part of the original construction of the house. They're not going to put the basement in underneath later.
Yeah.
So
Could he be using it, though?
Oh, most likely, most certainly. If he's magically inclined, and that is a very, very nasty ritual, very new. Nothing I learned in my training, at least.
Right. Because you were a good kind of proper magic user. And very, very upstanding. Very
Well,
Mm-hmm.
at least not a dick about it.
Right.
I wouldn't
Not
say
a dick?
upstanding.
Dick.
Is there a way to easily disrupt this ritual? Other than, going in and destroying something?
There's some sort of transference going on. Potentially soul or energy alike. Do you think they're taking people down there?
I don't know about that, but
Or at least someone cursed? Maybe transferring some sort of curse.
well, I guess it's a question of whether this transference is what making the wolves do this, or if the wolves are a side effect.
Perhaps.
What does your cousin want with what is he gaining from this?
Fuck if I know. Didn't even know we had a cousin. Till, he came to where I was living and, accused me of witchcraft and cursed me. All that.
I just can't wrap my head around that. What anyone is gaining from this?
Maybe he's practicing.
Ooh.
It just seems like chaos at this point.
Well, you said there's a barrier or something. Could we just... Are we going to be able to get inside at all?
We should be able to get inside. If not, I could potentially dispel it.
Like that. Like that. I mean, I like everything you do, but I like that a lot.
Right. And, at minimum we go in and we ruin this ritual circle?
Right. I mean, we could, Lupa. We could, but, he could always do it again.
Right, why I said at minimum.
Right. So the solution at maximum is to stab him a lot.
And then also consider the consequences of that.
Yeah, I don't usually like to do that until after the fact.
I can tell. We have to confront the fact that we're not allowed to be in that house regardless, because of the fact that the mayor has a very strong hold around this town and has connections with that house.
Just stab
If we
him
do
too.
something, then we'll have to be prepared for whatever that fallout is in terms of the mayor, this city, reputations. Not much else that can be done to her mind, but the rest of you, you've got work based on your name.
So I still vote we do it.
What are you just sneaking in?
Sure, sneak in. Wait, do I have chloroform? Am I thinking of this? Is this the right? Hold on, is this the right system?
That's the right.
Yes, I
it
do
is.
have chloroform. Oh my god, it's like that episode of Community. I could put the actual nobles to sleep. Right?
What kind of sleep are we talking?
Like a couple hours.
Oh, great.
And then I could just open the door. I could just go, I'll sneak in, I'll chloroform everyone, and I'll let you all in. This is the best plan ever.
By yourself.
Yeah, but if he's down in his weird dungeon ritual chamber, he won't know. I'm very quiet. And I definitely won't go off by myself and try to stab him.
I am concerned about how many people in that house. With the criminals, it's potentially the lady of the house and her son.
2.
Servants?
Like, maybe 5. 5.
I doubt that those 2 criminals are the only ones. Sure, there'd be more attached to them unless they were working.
I can help.
So,
I mean, I'm also sneaky.
I should not try to sneak. I'm not terribly good at it.
Right, that's why we'll sneak in, put anyone we come across to sleep, open the front door.
Alright, what time of day do you want to do this?
At
We don't
night, Lupa.
We don't know when your cousin's around. We didn't see him in the, Thrin, you didn't see him in the vision, right? Thrin?
Thrin!
Oh, sorry. I was reading about stamina regeneration. I'm just very tired. Sorry.
Right.
It took a lot out of me.
You didn't see a little ginger fuckface in your vision, right?
No, just a vague figure who took the delivery and down to the chamber.
Right, so we don't know where he is during the nights or during the day. And we know when the criminals come by. So what time of day are we going?
Nighttime.
And what about the wolves?
I mean, we could probably. What time they come? Like midnight? We could probably breeze through this in like an hour. We go at like 10.
I do have a performance tonight here. It's very important. I was asked
Is it?
specific. Yes. Do you want to? In the grand scheme of things, we need coin to keep moving place to place. And Sophie asked me specifically.
It would also
Fuck
be suspicious.
Sophie! I say
It
very
would-
loudly.
It also would be very suspicious if Sila had promised to be here and then just didn't show up.
Who's standing close to the door right now?
I know.
I want to say it's Sila.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, Sila closed the door.
Yeah.
Yes. Sila, why don't you go ahead and roll an awareness roll at this point?
See if I made Sophie
Sophie has
cry.
been nothing but helpful and polite and just.
Oh, fumble.
Oh no!
Well,
Oh, the
if you're
two?
gonna fumble on something, that's a good choice.
Yeah, sure. Mhm.
All right, we're good. Nothing interesting is happening.
Sure, yeah. Uh-huh.
I like how her success was
Was a
Silas'
9.
fail.
Yeah.
Oh.
I probably should do the performance that I was offered, Maggie.
Someone could die. Right, Lupa? Another poor peasant person could die tonight, and you'll be here singing your songs.
They'll also could die if we're off at a house doing God only knows what.
Stabbing.
Either way, we're not gonna be where we should be.
The fuck, Sila. The fuck.
I'm on your side here. I want to go and do the stabby thing. But Lupa is also right. We have things we have to do.
You have to perform tonight.
If we don't want to immediately put a noble guest death as a possible thing that we do, be on a suspect list, then we have to be careful about
Who
it.
cares? This town sucks. We're not going to even stay here much longer.
Things
But
have
what-
repercussions.
I live a very long time. I generally have to revisit most places at some point in my life.
That. And like I said, we're traveled.
That too.
And for the three of you, reputation is something you have to worry about.
Yes, it is.
It would be easy enough if it was just me. Just add another thing onto the list.
Maggie, I made you a promise that we would take care of this. I intend to keep that promise. We can't just rush into it.
Perhaps we can lure him out.
I don't think Rosen's supposed to be with us.
I think we took him with us, but maybe just dropped him off at the
Yeah,
inn
we
room.
dro- we
Yeah, I think he's-
Conversation.
I figure he's in the
He's getting
in
a
the
drink.
main
Let's-
room.
Honestly,
Let's
that's what I
have
was
him.
thinking now.
We'll have him like asking more questions of
Yeah.
Mr.
We
Hook,
can talk
dude.
to Mr. Handsome Hook. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like what happened to me is what happened to all of us, which is we all forgot Rosen existed for a period of time.
I was
because more
thinking
important
about
stuff
him
happened.
because I
He's
love
just
him.
getting a free drink. I mean,
I
that's
never
Yeah.
not really that bad.
Yeah, he's just out there getting his little drink.
That's right. Okay. What happened for everybody who is actually just watching this is I asked in chat, ooh, did I forget that we have a character that's just been supposedly wandering around with you all this whole time? Yes, I did. But also, he's fine because he's just enjoying a nice drink.
Yeah.
He's fine. He's
You're
not
fine.
dead or anything.
Why
He's a
so
good
sad?
boy. He won't get into any trouble whatsoever.
Of course
not.
He's best boy. I love him.
Honestly, there's free drinks. I mean, what trouble exists with free drinks involved, right?
No,
That's good.
I've never gotten into trouble with free drinks in my life.
So, you know. I mean, again, Rosen's character class is very simple. He has a very simple prerogative. He'll be fine. So with that, do we feel like we have a plan where we should time skip to the evening, or should we continue to enjoy some cake and tea?
I think a little cake and tea, because I think we might be able to draw him out using you, Maggie, if he wants to get at you so desperately. Maybe between you and your new friends, we could arrange a meeting of sorts, not in a noble person's house, maybe in the evening.
It's not a bad idea.
He knows
What
you're
if-
here, right?
What
Yeah.
about at the Broken Wheel?
I don't know why they'd help.
Maybe they're not entirely certain who you're dealing with, or we could make them an offer. Coin speaks, right? How much money does your cousin have?
A lot.
Oh, could be a problem then.
He's kind of rich boy.
All right. Well, we could perhaps negotiate. I'm sure he wants to see you, right? It shouldn't be that hard to convince him. Your friends could just pass along a message. Hello, this is your cousin. I'd like to meet you at this place at this time. Is
I
this
mean-
agreeable?
Any one of us could pass along a message.
This is true. Just knock politely on the door saying, hello, this is a delivery for whatever his name is.
Ginger nut.
I don't think that's what we should formally address him as when delivering a note, but
Probably
You
not.
could- maybe leave that in a PS.
And just see if he shows up. If he wants to get a hold of you that bad, Maggie, I assume he will.
He's tailing you
What if?
for an opening.
What if we forge an invitation from the mayor to get the nobles out of the house?
Well, that could work. We would just have to be very clean and quick and not spill anything anywhere, particularly in their house, while they're not present, and make sure none of the staff see us. It's a bit of breaking and entering. It seems a bit indecent. More so than getting him out.
I sort of don't mind that idea if you can do it, Maggie.
Let me look at my character sheet.
Mayhaps we can do both. Mayhaps we arrange a meeting, or try to arrange a meeting with him, and if he doesn't show, we could forge the letter from the mayor and have that set to arrive after the time he's supposed to show to get him out. Someone's going to leave that house either way.
we're getting somehow that house is going to be emptied.
I don't see a forge roll, but
It's under craft.
Damn it! Shut up! Oh, I have a good forgery. Yay!
Always nice when you're prepared for your shenanigans.
Yeah, it's only my base skill, which would be craft 7.
Yeah, mine's not good at all. My craft is a 3.
I can do alchemy.
My craft is also a 3, but I have a 4, so it's
You also have first aid,
Same.
because I felt like that might be important.
Yeah. Ideally, we want to avoid having to. Well, we want to break the
Bloodshed.
least amount of rules
Mm-hmm.
in terms of
Especially because the mayor seems a bit, perhaps, in on it.
that.
Or at least, mayhaps he's being blackmailed by the family. He seemed very defensive.
Basically, the less we have to cover up, the better.
Agreed.
Okay, so what if the invitation from the mayor is to come to Sila's performance, and it's for the whole household?
It can also throw in meeting a princess. I don't think that's something they would want,
Yeah.
especially with a young
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
How
A
old
young-
did we not learn how old the son was?
the daughter told me that she was like 16 and he's much younger than her, so I was thinking like 10 or 11.
That's right. Yeah. Oh no.
Yes.
I
This is
am
the
sure
plan.
any young boy would love to meet
Glad
a
he's
real...
not older. Because then it'd be like, yes, we'd like your son to.
Yeah!
Okay.
Though
okay.
in this universe, it's not unheard of.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
He'd love to meet a real life princess.
Oh dear. I feel like we're getting in way over our heads.
Maggie's got like a look in her eyes. Okay, this is the plan. And either he comes with them and I could intercept, or we could just watch him, and then maybe when they leave, or he doesn't come with them and a group
And
of
then
us
we
go
know.
in the house.
Yes.
Exactly.
Right?
And I can always keep them as long as possible at the performance. I can make the performance as long or as short as needed. It's a
How far
plan.
away is the house from the Lily White?
Oh, everything that's in the noble section is like kind of upstream, like it goes towards the center of the town. It's very close to the mayor's house.
Okay.
So, are we talking about like in regards to where is the main road that we would?
It's just like, how long would it take to go between the two of them?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Oh,
currently we're
yeah.
splitting and then having to regroup at certain points, so.
Yeah, it's a decent walk. It's going to take a while, and you will have to cross the main road where all the wolves have been attacking. Yeah.
Alright, so, considering a split, for this plan to work, Syla has to be doing her thing, the Lily White. And likely Thrin will have to be there. Though I'm sure as a princess, she could excuse herself at any point she wants to.
Or she could arrive fashionably late.
Of course.
Yeah, this is the plan. This is the plan.
So-
This is the plan.
I'll keep Rosant with me, just in case if I
Please.
need any backup.
That sounds very good.
Yeah, he's so good.
He was very
with the
helpful with
spear.
the wolf.
He was.
Sure he was. I believe all of
And
you.
if there's a disturbance in town, he's technically a guard and he'll have legal authority.
Yes.
Great.
Alright.
Let me break out my forgery kit.
So I'm guessing, Maggie, do you want me around with you for this?
I wouldn't say, I need you, but yeah, if you want, you could be there. Please come, Lupa, please.
Alright.
Thanks.
Right, we should better get started on this, forgery and such if we're to get a letter in on time.
So I want to point out the most important thing, which is
Yeah.
you're all basically in a closet. And
Yep.
this table has on it now a tea set, a cake, serving plates, and also a ewer full of water, or a basin full of water.
Yes.
So this is a very full room at this point.
Yeah, I think Syla is going to. Thrin, are you done with your water?
Yes. Yes, thank you.
She's gonna start taking the basin and the pitcher and carefully go to take it out of the room. Elbow the door open. Is Sophie standing right there?
No, she's not. Why would she be doing that? But she does run up rather quickly from the kitchen and says, "Oh, let me take that. Yeah, I'll take that."
Yes.
Mm.
Yes,
And I'm
thank
guessing the
you.
kitchen's right next door to this closet.
It is true, but she
Yeah,
did
yeah, it's
appear to
fine.
run across the room.
Okay.
Yes. And she takes that, then she comes back in. Are you done with the tea and the cake? Should I take that out as well?
Is everyone all right with that?
I grab a scoop of the cake.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Thrin's I think she's eaten,
Wait. Okay.
after
props.
losing that much stamina. I think she's had a rather large slice of cake and drank her tea and maybe someone else's tea too. Just to,
It's a good
just to help
lengthy
recover.
conversation, though, right? So recovery-wise, you're probably recovered by now. You're probably top.
Yeah, but some food was definitely necessary.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
Sophie, it was lovely. Thank you.
Oh, I'm glad. I'll tell the cook. I'm sure she'll appreciate that. And she keeps taking everything out of the room. Everything's going out. And now you have a nice, clean table.
Do I see Captain Hook, Tempest,
And Rosent?
and
That's
Rosa?
a great question. In the main room, things have died down a lot. There's only a few people there, one of whom is Rosent. And there's 3 or 4 people who are hangers-on, still just enjoying their drinks, and maybe having a late lunch.
I give a little wave to Rosant, and then I'm gonna dip back into the room.
He seems pretty content with where he's at.
Okay, good. Then I'm gonna close the door behind me and sit back down at the table.
I want to say that Sophie was probably in the middle of saying something like, "Did you need any?" And the door closes, because that just seems like the right entry for this. Okay, so you've got a clear table, and Maggie's got her sleeve rolled up, and she's got her quill pen.
Use that luck.
Day. Okay.
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 So we're forging.
I'm
And this
so-
is a letter from the mayor to the Mirgills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Here goes nothing. Huh. Can I increase that with luck?
I think that's basically what we're looking for. And so as Witcher difficulties go, 14 is considered average, 18 is considered challenging.
Okay.
I want to say that forging a mayor's signature is probably supposed to be challenging.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna use all my luck then to get it to 18.
Okay. This is you like looking at the inn's like certificate of
Totally.
authenticity.
That's
The inn
what
has
I
an
was
which
operation
is in the
paper.
closet.
Right. You're looking at like the inn's papers and like copying the little design on the wax seal and the handwriting. It's great.
Yep.
Okay, so you're out of luck now. Is that
Yep.
what I'm hearing at this
Yep.
point? Okay, awesome. That's all I wanted. So with that, now
Everybody stall!
Yeah, you've got a really nice forgery. It looks dead on like the papers on the wall.
That's beautiful, Maggie.
Thank you.
Who's going to do? We should get Rosant to deliver it, right? And make it look more official.
That would make it. Oh, it would make it official, but it would make him very complicit if we get found out.
I think he's going to be complicit with a lot of things.
I think it's a little too late for that.
Yeah,
Right.
Rosant's fucked.
Just being in our presence makes him very complicit.
Yeah.
Oh, what? Dang it! All right, fine. Have him deliver the letter.
She's going to seal it up, let Maggie put any finishing touches on it, and then walk outside. Rosant, can you do a favor for us?
Sure. He walks over from around the bar. Okay.
She's going to hold this letter out. Can you take this to the Marigold residence
Yeah.
and deliver it to them? You don't have to say, just don't say who it's from. Just say you have an official letter for them.
Okay. That sounds easy. Sure.
Then you can come back here. I'll need you here for my performance tonight.
Oh, yeah. That's fine. That would be great. Yeah.
Yes. I'm going to perform my poem for you.
Okay, so we all have to visualize Rosant suddenly but deeply blushing. And
There's still a few kinks I need to work out in it.
Yeah, she got lots of kinks, Rosant. So many kinks.
I'll just deliver this and I'll be back.
Thank you, Rosant.
And Rosant stumbles off.
Oh, I love him
Just
so
turn.
much. We have to take him with us everywhere.
Just turns around and his eyes narrowed at Maggie. Why don't you go diddle something?
You did say it. You did say it. Tell them you said it.
No!
Meanwhile, Lupin and Thrin are having a conversation about the logistics of tonight. Totally missed the diddle.
Yes. Yeah. So you're going to be here, and then we're going to travel there, and if we need to meet up, we'll meet up here. And
Okay. Do we want to do a time skip? Or do we have more prep that we want to do?
I think we just
Okay,
need
just
to find a
get
place to watch
ready.
to make sure they go.
Yeah.
That seems like the sort of thing that a Casey area would have helped with, but we can still get a nice
Oh,
basic
no.
stealth roll. So let's do a stealth roll for Haddon.
For Haddon.
For hiding.
I have no idea why that came out that way. But it did. And I know enough to it.
Why didn't I do that accent? So much easier. Okay.
Let me do a nice basic stealth roll for hiding.
I'm gonna
This is
hide.
where everybody finds out that everything else is actually a fake accent. That was my real accent.
20.
Okay, it's
Nice.
really good. That's a very successful stealth roll. So I'm imagining the Marigold House and the Mayor's House and everything. I imagine this town is having like a snail shell, like Nautilus shell type
Mhm.
spiral pattern, where all the good
Ooh.
streets kind of like curve
Mhm.
to one side. And up at the top, you've got the Mayor's House, the Marigold House. They're near each other, but there's a lot of open yard because, of course, you have to have very nice gardens and so forth. And they have an area where there is an outbuilding, like a shed, that's intended for the gardeners, and it's very close to the property line of both houses. But there's also a fence right there. So you've got like a nice little area where you can hide between the fence and some shrubberies and a gardener's shed, and there's basically no chance anyone will see you.
Nice.
But you get a good view of the house as well. So you've got everything you need. Okay, with that going on, I think our next planning thing is Sila's performance. Any other stuff between those two things? Okay.
Thrin
So-
just gets fancied up in case she has to be a princess.
Do you want to make your grooming roll once again?
Sure, I'll
Grooming
make
style?
a grooming and style roll. Why not? I put points into it. Might as well use it.
That's right.
18.
Nice.
Very nice. Very nice. Okay. So, and you're looking for like slightly distressed and out of place princess, slightly lost princess?
Yeah. Like,
Okay.
like, very fancy, but not quite put together.
Very good. Okay. And then next up, let's talk about Sila's prep for the room and then maybe anything Lupa's thrown in. So let's do Sila first.
Yeah, I think she works with Sophie to set up a little bit of a stage area, and she's going more stories and spoken word tonight over songs. She's going to tell because she's going to she's going to show Tempest how to really tell a story. So that's her thing, that she like sets up a stool and gets out props and stuff from her bags upstairs, and that's what she's going to be doing.
And is there an elevated platform? Like, did you get
If
like some
Sophie
space?
has
Okay.
one and like she can work with it, yeah, she's going to have like a little bit of an elevated platform.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably not something they've used for a long time, but it's an okay repair, and they just bring it out and set it up for you. So the room, it feels a little bit smaller because everything's got to get jostled back, and people won't be able to get right to the edge of the bar, but everything works out okay.
Can I roll my 2 rolls?
Your 2 Bardi rolls?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's check and see if we have any Lupa set
Okay,
up,
cool.
and then we'll get into how the performance went. So does Lupa have stuff that is being thrown into the prep?
Lupa's really just kind of like, I think they're just not exactly casing the like area, but like, you know, kind of being like, okay, here's where the main road is, here, just getting their map and like actually timing how long it would take to get from one place to another, for their own sake of kind of like, okay, if we need to go back and forth, if I need to be at the main road in case the wolves come, in case I need to be at the house for all this. So they're kind of just, they're probably wandering around by themselves.
Mhm.
Which is not, it's before wolf time, so it's not super suspicious that they're just kind of walking around.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So you've got skills that are under intelligence. If you wanted to use either deduction or tactics, this is not like you're missing anything if you don't get it, but if you got a good roll on one of these 2, we'll give you like a bonus if you have to do one of those things.
I will do deduction, please.
Okay, let's do that. Tactics is like an advanced skill. I guess.
Crit.
Oh my gosh, why did I offer that? Wow. I don't know. how that
24.
works. Yeah, that's a weird thing otherwise, right? You can't go back and
Mhm.
forth on that. I don't think that's how it works.
No.
Okay, so it's super great. So with that, you feel very confident of the space and the timing, and thinking back to the previous night where you had to run around on all these streets, you've got a pretty
Mhm.
good idea of what to expect. So yeah, if you could be more prepared, you would.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a +2 to anything that involves you running back and forth to these
Good.
various locations.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
because they need to know, like, okay, if we're in the house for too long and the wolf is going to come, where the fuck do I have to be? Like this
Yep.
whole,
Mhm.
I need
Yep.
to be 3 places at once, essentially.
Hans,
Yeah.
I have a 30% chance of turning into a lycanthrope at night.
I hate to tell you that I have not forgotten that at all. But that is the first time you mentioned it on stream, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I think we've
I
been kind of,
forgot.
I think we've been kind of coy.
Well, we've only had one night.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made you roll for it, and you thought it was a roll for something else.
I thought it was a roll for sex.
Yes.
I thought you were seeing how good Maggie was sex.
This
I
is,
was
This
like,
is-
that seems
this is
mean,
the best
Hans.
birthday.
This is destined to be gifted clipped in some way, for
I gotta,
sure.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yes.
put that in the quotes. Excuse
I
me.
thought it was a roll for sex.
Yep.
I have to go to the quotes. Excuse me, everyone. I'm very busy right now.
It worked out very well. So now I guess we're ready for Sila's performance rolls. So our
Yes.
2 rolls are going to be the busking roll.
And
that
return act and busking.
Okay, cool. Now, return act. Do you have to do it twice before attempting it? You've already successfully made a return act roll, haven't you?
I did at the broken wheel. Do you want me to do it again? It just means I can get double the money.
You know, when you read it, though, it says in this town.
Yeah.
And you did just do an act in this town. And we did roll for that one, too. So I want to say you got it.
Sorry, my phone is ringing and it's just great.
It's so
Great.
chipper.
It's
Yeah.
yeah, love it. So does that mean that return act works? Like it would just go ahead and be doubled?
Well, okay, so again, for everybody involved in this, if anybody has contrary opinions player-wise, let me know. But my
If
thought
it
is
says
the
per
way this
town,
reads,
yeah.
it says per town. You've made a successful roll for this already. So it feels like you should already get the effect.
Okay, cool.
We like
People,
that.
people at the Broken Wheel heard you were performing here tonight, and they want to see more.
Right. The name of
Awesome.
this game is The Witcher, so we know the most important thing is how the bard performs.
It
It
is.
Exactly.
But,
It
but
is.
realistically, it's true. So
Yeah.
Okay.
you're going to make a
cool.
busking check, and we're going to double the monies.
Okay, I'm gonna put 3 points of luck into this because I want this to be a really great performance.
Okay. Actively watching the roll 20.
Mm.
Ooh.
Really good.
22.
So you're going to make 50 coin out of this.
nice.
It's a lot. 50 crowns
50
is a lot.
crowns is a good chunk of money.
Yeah, it
Good
really
So-
Change.
This is a spoken word night, is what you're thinking.
is.
Let's talk about some of the things that happen in the background. You can kind of let's talk about how it sets up. Then you can talk about what you're doing during it. And then I'm going to have some things happen as it goes on. We've got an excellent clip going, which is probably the clip from all the stuff that we said. So number
Excuse
one,
me.
roll for it. And
you
before
thought
the
it was a
show
roll for
starts,
something else.
Rosen shows up.
I thought it was a
His
roll
shave-
for sex.
His hair looks like he has done something with it in the
Yeah,
fashion
I
that
think you roll for
sometimes
it,
boys try to
and
do
you
things
thought
with
it
their
was a
hair
roll
and
for
it looks
something
slightly
else.
different. Like it's
I
wet
thought
or
it was a
something like
roll
that.
for sex.
And he is wearing a shirt with no signs of wearing his guard uniform whatsoever. He has like a proper shirt that has like nice laces. It looks like it is probably new.
Can we keep him? I'd marry him right now, but I'm afraid he'd die.
Possible.
When she sees him
yeah, he
walk
would. 'cause
in,
Maggie would kill him.
when she sees him walk in, she just like is a little confused, but she gives him a smile and like gives him a nod and goes back to telling her story that she's telling.
Good stuff. So let's talk about how Sila's performance goes. So we've got some spoken word.
She has a poem I will read. She did a poem for Rosen. It's Rosen, oh Rosen, more than a guard. I hate myself. You speared that wolf and you speared it hard.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Your fighting prowess is held in regard high. Your boyful charm makes men and ladies both sigh. You stand and fight with all your might, and steal all the hearts in sight. That's her poem for Rosa, and she's like, everyone, a round of applause for our new favorite Mayor's Guard, Rosa. She just is like making a big deal out of it for him.
And he is a
Full round
citizen
of
of the
applause.
town, so everybody does, like, a couple of people do point at him, and he does blush hard, and like at the end he just like does a very awkward bow. He's just like, so that's Rosen's part. Yay. Everyone loves Rosen, so that's good. With that,
Everyone loves Rosen, like it's a TV show.
It's like a TV.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
Everybody
it's-
loves Rosen.
That is our spin-off to Crimson and Ash. Is everyone loves
Please, can we all just be townspeople
I love it.
live through the events of Rosen?
That's so great. We should do that. Okay, so as all that's going on, at the end, while you're receiving like a lot of applause and people are talking to you a little bit, Tempest is back and is talking to some people. He walks in and he's already got a couple people with him, but he's kind of like talking quietly in the corner while you're doing your performance.
Oh no.
So that's happening. And that's also about the time that the Mirgults start to enter. So let's flash back to what happened across town, where we had Maggie and Lupa hiding out. So the Mirgults have a small carriage. Looking at it immediately, it was once in very nice repair. Do they use carriages in The Witcher? Man, I hope so, because I already started this.
Why not?
Yeah.
So
they
anyways,
do.
continuing on. The carriage, oh yeah, that's right, we get the, yeah, okay, stop me. The carriage looks like it was once really nice. It looks like it has been preserved, but not improved at all. So it's just kind of like in a holding pattern. But it's been repainted. Everything looks okay. It's a little creaky. You can hear like it could be better. Horses look fine. They're in good shape. It's a 2-horse carriage. There's a driver. They get down. They go to the door. You get the glimpse of the side and back of Lady Mirgilt, who has very dark hair. She's very thin and not too tall, but she is wearing like a very stiff, proper looking dress. And then her son, he's got to be about 10. He's got like a little mop of hair.
Oh.
He's wearing a suit that's cut very tight across the chest. It's like some sort of like red velvet or something like that, like a deep crimson. Let's go crimson. We have a brand. And he gets into the carriage as well. And then a third person gets into the carriage. And they're just like an older person. They've got white hair that's kind of pulled back or slicked back like this, a little bit of stubble on the cheeks. They're wearing a cravat, and they get in as well. And then the carriage clip-clops down the road. And what's happening back at the Mirgult house as we're getting ready for this part of Sala's performance?
They'd probably wait until like Lupa can barely hear the horse before they look over to Maggie.
Yeah, right. Guess we're gonna sneak in through the... I don't know, is there, like, a window that's... I don't know if Thrun was able to see what part of the house, like, is
She would have
close.
told you, like, how to get down to there.
Okay, cool.
Because
So-
she saw through the front door and then going down.
So I want to
So-
kind of look through the windows, find one that's, like close-ish to that doesn't really have anybody like actively in it. Like I'm staying away from like the kitchen kind of area if we can see into that. Staying away from right by the front door.
Okay. So I'm thinking right now that we're gonna make a stealth roll just to move around the exterior of the house, see if you're gonna get seen by anybody outside.
Cool.
I don't think we need an awareness roll. I think you're gonna be able to tell which windows you're looking through.
Cool. 17.
Nice.
18.
Nice.
Oh, very nice. Okay, so in my head, there's like this little montage of hits popping up in windows and looking through them.
Mhm.
You've got a pretty good idea of the layout from the first few. There's large sitting rooms and like salon rooms. There's several of those. There's a kitchen room that like empties out to the back, and in the front there's that antechamber where you can go in the forward door. You do get a pretty good look at where that stone staircase must go down, and you get a look at the stairs going up, but I'm assuming you're not going to try to look up on the second floor.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So with that, you could enter the back door, you could enter the front door. The windows are mostly of the fixed variety, but there are a
Okay.
few that do open, so you could try a window as well.
Yeah, I think we'll go for a window, probably close-ish to where we want to go in.
Okay, so this is gonna be like a back sitting room that opens onto the backyard and is close to the kitchen, like maybe a room where you would have like a tea, and there's probably a fireplace in this room. So, probably fireplaces over there.
Okay.
So with that, you're going to open a window. What do we feel like that is? Sleight of hand?
Yeah, that makes sense.
There's a pick lock. Do you have a better pick lock than you do sleight of hand, maybe?
They're the same, but sleight of hand's better because it's under
Dexterity,
dex.
yeah. Okay, so sleight of hand to lift up a window latch, or is it a pick lock to lift up a window latch?
I will roll whatever you think I should.
Let's do a sleight of hand, because you're not actually trying to open anything. You're just sliding a knife into a
Yeah,
window.
windows don't lock the same way doors do,
I think that's very
and
fair.
chests and that kind of thing.
Yeah, because all the craft stuff is like actually doing something.
Because if these windows open, that means they either have to be propped open or there's some lead weights attached to ropes on pulleys on the inside of the window. I know. Old
You-
house
yeah.
constructions.
She does.
Very cool.
Okay. 21.
So you start lifting up the window latch, and apparently it's one of those lead weights on pulleys ones, because
Yeah.
as soon as you start applying pressure, the window slides open very smoothly. There's
And
no
it'll
creaks,
stay
no oil.
because it's balanced.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's it. You got it.
Woo! Slide on in.
Okay, and you are in the sitting room in the back.
I would like to start to listen to see if I hear any movement in the house.
Cool. Now, a fun thing I learned by looking at the skill trees is that Lauren has a skill called Practice Paranoia, where if I start stealthing against her, she gets to know about that and make a roll.
Awesome.
Fun.
Thank you for knowing my skills better than me.
No, I'm just pointing that out because
No,
I
I
don't want to do the thing
no,
where we have to
thank
go every
you.
room doing a stealth roll and an awareness roll.
Mhm.
So if we get to the point where there is something to be stealthed against,
Okay.
aware.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
I
the
just,
house is.
yeah, it's more just like a Lupin's gonna be on the for any
Plus,
form of
that's how we
movement.
play games. Period. Right? Is you say I don't want to get surprised by anything. So I think that's very fair. But otherwise we're going to use up all of our rolling and stuff like that. We don't want that. So we're doing good. You're in this back sitting room. There's a door that opens presumably onto the kitchen, and then there's an open doorway that seems to go forward into the house.
I'm going to kind of point towards the hallway, not the kitchen,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of motion the downwards for the stairs.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Y'all do that. So you're going forward again. This is like an open hallway, and you can see it leads forward to the antechamber, so you can go out to the front door if you wanted to. And that's where the stone staircase was. So creep along, creep along, creep along. There's that stone stair. It spirals downwards. I'm assuming you're all going down it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then down at the bottom of the stair, there's a small sideboard table. So it's like a real thin table propped up against the far wall. The tapestry with the deer is right there. And then over to the left, it opens up into a cellar. So you can see barrels, and there's wine bottles and so forth over to the side. It's like a very Witcher cellar. So everything's just kind of crammed over there. And if you break it open, you'll find cool, reusable items. But that's over to the left. And then right here, you've got this tapestry.
Yeah. Gonna head over to the tapestry and kind of like curl my fingers at the corner before starting to slowly pull it. Just like feeling the weight and like making sure that it's not gonna do anything.
Yeah, and I think neither of you are surprised to find out this is a very heavily woven tapestry. Like, it's intended to muffle sound and possibly also to be heavy enough it won't move by itself. There's a little bit of weight at the bottom and around the edges. And when you start to pull it aside, it moves very freely, but there is like a glimmer of candlelight from beyond. And you hear some gentle scuffling sounds, like someone moving around without really talking or doing anything animated.
Inside.
Inside.
Cool. I think like Lupa will like pause as soon as they hear, and then look to Maggie. And Lupa's just gonna like do the one eye through a peephole or like through a crack kind of thing, and
Yes.
just see who's in there.
Okay, so you're looking, and the room is laid out such. This passageway cuts. Remember, it's a round room,
Yeah.
so it kind of cuts against the wall. So what you can see is you can see a table, you can see some candles, but you can't see whatever's happening in the main part of the room through this tiny passageway.
Yeah. It's more just like, am I immediately going to run into somebody if I...
Yeah. So that's the good news, is you have a short, like 5-foot passageway that meets up with this circular room. So this is kind of like a blind spot right here.
Yeah. So Lupa will gesture that the person is on the other side of that room where, you know, the blind spot is. But that is clear for going immediately forward.
Yeah.
How's my medallion doing?
How is your medallion doing? Your medallion is reacting to the presence of magic.
Yeah, because it reacts to me and it reacts to Maggie. So I know that baseline. Is it
Give me 2
freaking out
seconds.
anymore?
Is it freaking out anymore? I'm going to do a real quick medallion read. What does it say you get with this? Yeah, so you're within 20 meters, yes. It is a gentle vibration that is different. This is, again, like, I'm going to say, let's do a Witcher training roll to see how well you've learned to be in sync with your medallion. I want to say this is not a hard thing we're doing.
I should hope that I know how to use
My
it.
presence
good at
is
this
just
by now.
very confusing.
That's true. You have like 2 different curses going off at the same time right now.
21.
That's super
Nice.
good. So I think you're able to distinguish that there are no additional curses that you can tell being levied right now, but there is the presence of magic in this area. So there is at least one active spell.
Okay.
That's a great question. I was not prepared for.
So can
It's constantly there. Like,
Yeah.
You know what?
Lupa
I
can't
should've thought of
ignore
it.
it.
Yeah.
can I start like slip through where Lupa's holding the tapestry and start moving quietly down the stairs?
I mean, you know you can. Let's do it.
Okay.
Move down that
I'm going to
real
make an
short
awareness
hallway.
roll. You can make a stealth roll, and we'll just see how things go.
Okay. $18.
Very nice, very nice.
Eh.
What did I do? I have no spaces.
If I think I think I have a reroll.
Yep,
I
okay.
But
think
you should.
I didn't use it last week. So I'm gonna use it right now.
Let's do that.
Okay, I'm scared. Ugh, I hate him. He has better skills than me. I hate him.
It's because you have to purchase a whole suite of skills, and I only have to, like, pick a couple things and roll
No,
those.
18. 18's the
Okay.
higher.
You know you're very quiet. You know going into this room you're very quiet. You're walking down the corridor, and right as you're about to peek around the corner, you feel like the edge of your nose, like the tip of your nose, starts hitting something, and your fingers make contact with it about the same time. And the problem is that you're stopped in the middle of this corridor by an intangible force. Or, pardon me, an invisible force. It's definitely tangible.
Fucking barrier spells.
Boom. And with that bump, you make a small sliding noise with your foot. Like you can just hear a little bit of dust go underneath it.
I press myself up against the wall.
I think Lupa had once again kind of closed the tapestry again to just that crack, so that they can see what's going on, but hopefully not be seen.
You begin hearing a sound. It's like a blop, 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 and then it goes. And I'm hoping that sounds like an acid sound and not like a fire spreading sound or like a snake.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
no, it sounded like acid.
All right, awesome. Couple gentle footsteps in your direction, not like somebody's concealing them, just like they're wearing soft shoes. And your cousin Contralt, who has a face claim that I will look up.
It's Richard Madden.
Richard Madden. All right, so let's see how this guy looks. So we're prepared. All right. So I gotta say he's got that very strong forehead and like the very deep eyebrows, so I can relate to that. But also like a lot of, clean but heavy beard. Looks around the corner and says, "Did you not want to see your friend perform tonight?"
Hi, Connie.
I was looking for you, but not quite yet.
Why is your little ritual circle not done yet? This one
No.
is. She pokes it.
Yes, that one's working fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do we really have much to discuss at this point? I feel like you're not really very well informed about what's going on back here, and I don't really want to know anything about you.
I can't do anything with this stupid...
If you'd brought the sorceress with you, we could talk about magic, but she's busy being a princess. Little girls will believe anything, won't they?
I have nothing to say. My hatred is just filling my whole being right now.
Anyways, I didn't get quite all the data that I need, but it does seem like it's about time to move along. When you get past the barrier, there will be some clues. Witcher, maybe you can figure these all out, and when I see you next, maybe you'll be better prepared for this confrontation. I'll leave you a present back here as well. Yes, something you both can appreciate. It should go down. I honestly wasn't sure how soon you would show up. It was later than I expected. Probably about 10 minutes. Nothing further? Maggie, I studied at Banard, in case your friend asks again. He turns and you hear another poof, and like a portal is opening, because a portal is opening, and Lupa gets the medallion doing a little bit more vibrating, and he steps through. And then the chook.
I think Lupa will pull aside the tapestry at that point.
Yep.
Well, I can see why you don't like him. Is the barrier gone?
You guys have a couple more minutes.
And Lupa just, it's going to be quiet and just let, if Maggie wants to talk about it, Maggie will talk about it. Otherwise, Lupa's just going to give her space.
She keeps her back turned to you. I'm not saying she's crying.
A couple minutes later, the barrier has come down. And you can tell because there's like a little audible pop. It kind of goes. and you can smell now the smell of acid.
Looper's gonna step in first.
Okay. So there was at one point a very large diagram on the floor. Someone took the time to pour acid all over it. And there's a lot of ritual components on the tables to your sides.
Lupa, could you go get Thrin?
You gonna be alright here?
Mm-hmm.
Should I grab Sila too?
Sure. She still has her back to you, and she just, like, sits down on the stairs.
Yeah. Looper's not gonna prod, like... Right. And, they'll head out.
Okay. So, running down the streets across town?
Yep.
Down to the Lily White. When you go in, let's talk about how Sila's performance has continued. So after a very nice Rosent opening piece where Rosent had a great time, blushed very strongly, a few minutes later the Mirgolts showed up. It was the mother, the son. The mother is Mingna. Oh, no. We didn't do Mingna 1 for this. That's the other household. Okay, so the mother is... Looking. Now we've met them. The mother, Imad, is Alexandra Minea, who, amongst other things, is the mom in The Mandalorian when they do the running away scene. That's where I got that from. And the boy is the boy in The Mandalorian, because I'm a sucker for that. And so, long story short, we have the mom. She's got like dark brown to black hair pulled back in a very elaborate bun with some jeweled hair pieces in it. And then the son, who is Valentine, he is young, big mop of brown hair, wearing like a red velvet suit, and he's got like a big, elaborate, puffy bow tie type thing he's wearing. And they're joined by an older gentleman who looks like Ian McDermott, but not like the evil emperor Ian McDermott, like gentle, older, sweet Ian McDermott, where he's, got like the one eye that's kind of closed and scruffy beard. And he's walking, he's also wearing a fairly nice, like put together suit jacket, and he's got the cravat. And they all come in. I don't know if the performance will change based on having more noble company.
No, she's telling mostly family-friendly stories about creatures that she's heard of, like Lupa killing.
Witcher tales.
Well, you know what 10-year-old boys love is they love stories about witchers killing monsters. That's what you've learned through this performance, because we know you did very well. And I want to say that we're fast forwarding to the end of the performance, or like, at least like 20-30 minutes in, maybe not the end. But at this point, the person who is not either of the Mirgolts has come up and handed you a small purse of money and said, "Your stories are very enjoyable. I think they're the perfect kind of material for this audience. It's very nice to be able to hear them," and hands you this purse of money.
She takes it and does a very gracious flourish of a bow. It's like, thank you.
It's probably a good portion of your money right there for the night.
Yeah, she says, "I love hearing that I've made a crowd happy with my stories."
Well, don't let me interrupt you. I'm sure the young man will be up for some time still. Continue, please. Continue.
Yeah, she continues on. She loves every now and then she'll look over at Tempest and just give like a very gloating smile that she's getting paid to tell these grand stories. And then at one point she makes a note to drop the fact that Thrin is a princess.
So that happens, and we have 3 events that happen kind of quickly together here. While you're putting that into the story, about that time, Imad Mirgilt, the mother, turns and begins saying something to Thrin. As that happens, off in the distance, you can see Tempest leaving with one person who is maybe like an 18-year-old man as they walk out the front door of the tavern, the inn. And then about the time that Imad is turning to Thrin and saying, "So you are a princess from where exactly? I don't recognize you." That's when Lupa starts at the door.
I immediately, if I see Lupa, Oh, wait, Lupa, does Lupa coming in the door?
Yeah, Lupa.
Let's hear that.
Yeah, I think Lupa will kind of bump into Tempest and like note that he's leaving but will kind of not apologize and just walk and
I think
step in.
Thrin kind of glances up and sees this, and while she's very outwardly composed, Lupa's known Thrin for a while. She's giving you the help me,
Yeah.
please eyes. Like the save me.
I think Lupa will note that, and knowing that Thrin's supposed to be a princess or whatever, and it's just like I need to. Lupa will kind of will kind of give a small nod to the lady before kind of leaning into Thrin's
Mr.
ear
Witcher.
and just going, "You're needed elsewhere."
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mrs. Marigold. Something very tragic has just come up, and I have to take my leave. It was very wonderful meeting you. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy the rest of your son seems to be enjoying the performance quite a lot. Perhaps we can finish our conversation later, as I'm getting up, gathering my skirts, and...
Okay, this is awesome, and I want you to tell me how you're going to play this. We need to roll a skill here, because you are extricating yourself from a situation where you're talking to a noble.
Yes.
And this has to be
Social
as...
etiquette? Like,
Yes.
because nobles have to excuse themselves sometimes.
Well, I think, let's see what
And I'm
social
trying to do
etiquette
this without
says.
being rude, but also extricating myself.
Perfect. Yes, that is exactly the skill we want, because the goal is to make this the correct level of not offensive, so
Yes.
that you can be a princess that leaves.
Yes. Okay. Social etiquette. Oh my gosh!
Happy birthday again.
25! Yes! The dice know.
Good stuff. Okay. It's really good.
I'm terribly sorry. I have to be excused for a moment.
Maud makes a face and she says, I know the difficulties of being a noble. I understand.
And like a Witcher's there to be like, "Hey, we need to go."
Uh-huh.
Witcher
Yeah,
with
and
a
like
wolf head,
seeing
yes.
that happen, I think like that's when Sila like picks up another grand beginning of a story
Mhm.
to like distract the son. So the son's like, Mom, hear this story, you know.
Mhm.
So like she's trying to help out that way too.
So things are really good because there's just the right atmosphere where they don't really mind you leaving,
Mhm.
and they've got something else to pay attention to. So things are going
Yes.
good. The two
Yeah.
of you are outside in the street now.
Well, I think right before leaving, I think Lupa gives like Sila a look that's like, "Shit just went down."
Sila,
in
like,
as stoic as they,
busy.
so they're a very stoic face, but I think they give like a general like head tilt of like,
Yeah, Sila nods at them and is just like, you know, I'm gonna finish up here. I'm gonna keep this family distracted. I'll give you like another 30 minutes probably. Yeah, then I'll give you some more time. So because she figures that if you're coming to get Thrin, it's got to be some kind of magic shit, and she's got to distract them for a little bit more time.
yeah. So I think they just want to make sure that the two of them have that understanding.
We're
and
on the
that-
same page. Yeah.
and then
Mhm.
they'll head out, and I think that Lupin will pick up Thrin and just fucking book it to get it as fast as they can get there.
Wow. That is a
Probably
choice.
like walk for like a block or two, just so it doesn't look so weird.
Uh-huh.
And then like at a certain point, just go and. I'm sure
So
they've
you
done this
are-
before.
Probably.
This is like Princess Carrie over the shoulder, running down the street.
Yeah, I'm sure
You have
they've
a-
done
you have
this
a wolf
before
head.
because
This is
Mhm.
great.
Lupin's fast and
Yep.
Thrin's in
Yeah.
heels.
Yes, because she's all dressed up. Thrin's speed isn't the greatest. Real strong, real durable, just not particularly fast or dexterous.
Fantastic. So
So,
you
when
arrive
you-
at the house. Let's not go through the crawling through the window sequence and everything. Let's say that we're downstairs now.
Okay.
Where is Maggie and what has Maggie been doing?
And I'll summon my staff too as soon as we're in the house.
Sounds good.
Maggie hasn't moved.
Oh,
She's just sitting on the stairs.
I think Lupa would have filled Sven in a little bit as they get
Okay.
into the house. Just that he was there. He
Oh,
knew
dear.
everything. And that
You said he portaled away? Was it more of a teleportation or is it like a standing portal? Because that's a very large difference in skill.
you can see for yourself.
I'll try. Okay. All right.
And the tapestry will open again. And we'll note Maggie there.
Are you all right, Maggie?
Fine.
Okay. All right. I immediately want to do see if I can suss out the magiciness.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and do a magic training roll.
Cool. $20.
Very solid. Okay, so this room, you can still see the preserved magic barrier spell. And the best part was he had left it where just like you had to do a dot or something like that. So he was able to put it together pretty quickly.
Yeah.
On the floor, there is the large ritual space that you'd seen previously, but now it has been effectively erased by acid that is hitting the stones.
Okay.
You have a lot of spell ingredients on the tables around you. So you can get a pretty good idea of what's going on, and you've seen the drawing earlier. So it was definitely a ritual. It was something that involved transferring energy or magic or potential from one being to another. And the pieces make you feel like it was probably entirely focused on the wolves.
Okay. Is the magic barrier still up?
There's no magic barrier.
Okay.
He said he was experimenting.
I see. Well,
Experimenting. I forgot about the other thing. Would you guys like to make awareness rolls?
Yes.
yes, please.
I forgot when I told you he had left you a surprise until just now.
Oh,
Cool.
no. 13?
Awesome. Cool.
24.
Oh my god.
That
That's why we
paranoid
bring the
witcher.
with you. Do you want to have Maggie make one, or do you feel like Maggie's distracted?
I think she's distracted. She's on the stairs, not really doing anything.
Cool. So there is a small, mostly like a serpent creature that is on the ground, but it does have tiny vestigial wings, and it does have a very large mouth that seems to be dripping kind of a black substance onto the floor.
Acid.
It's probably some sort of acid. It's probably bad, and it's also...
We're taking out that silver sword, thanks.
Yeah, this seems like a Witcher type thing to deal with.
Maybe it's friendly. You can tame it. And make it ready.
Do you want to make a Witcher training roll against what it is?
Yes, please. It's a crit. Hold on. It's
Holy smokes!
40!
You invented this
It's a
animal.
40. You know
This
everything
is-
about this creature.
Yeah. I don't want to know when Lupa encountered one of these, but you have definitely before encountered the baby version of a cockatrice, which this
Oh,
is.
shit, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's probably not going to turn you to stone at this point, but if it bites you, it's going to hurt real dang bad, and you're probably going to die.
Baby
Oh.
cockatrice. Oh.
Stab
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, Lupa's not having this. I don't.
Fair.
First of all, they don't trust any gift from this dude that they just witnessed. And second, it's a fucking baby monster.
Is it, this is a question. So this baby cockatrice, is it standing in front of, beside, or behind this acid puddle on the floor?
It does not seem to be directly connected to the acid puddle. It was waiting
Yeah.
under the table for a moment, but
Uh-huh.
once you two came in the
Yeah,
room and started
But
existing
where
and
is it
having heat,
now?
near your leg, but not right near your leg.
So in front of the acid puddle, between us and the acid puddle.
I want to say it's behind the acid puddle and
Okay.
close to your hamstring. That's what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Nope. Would like to hit, please.
Yes, let's do that. Is there a reason to do an initiative contest for this?
It's
Yeah,
a
because you gotta roll
baby.
something sometime. It's a baby. I mean, you guys want to hit a baby with a sword. I feel like you have to roll extra for that.
It's a cockatrice.
It's true. Okay, so this is a reflex roll with a d10. You guys have a button for it. I have to figure out the reflexes of a baby cockatrice real quick.
Oh.
It's not that bad.
My
Okay, I am going to roll for initiative.
I honestly think that how obvious is Thrin? Has Thrin
I
noticed
think
this?
Thrin-
And is there a please don't kill it look?
I think Thrin knows a little bit about cockatrices, and Thrin just doesn't like it when anything dies,
Hmm.
Okay.
just based on her values. So
That's fair.
she gonna be sad either way.
That's fair. Okay, so here is how fast the cockatrice is going. Not fast. I have to roll the d10 again.
Oh,
It is a baby in every way. Oh, it's going. It is in a negative value. How slow it is going.
honey.
So
Yeah.
there's just like this little bitty snaky thing going
I-
towards Thrin to bite her on the ankle.
Yeah. Nope. Mm-mm. Silver Sword. We're gonna do a fast strike.
Yeah, that
And
seems
I'll
appropriate.
have a spell ready if the fast strike doesn't kill the cockatrice.
Okay, so it looks like you basically just have to roll your sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a 20 and a
Okay.
19.
Let's go ahead and roll the silver swordy damage.
Silver Sword.
Silver swordy damage.
Silver swordy damage.
At 15.
Is
Bye.
anyone surprised by the fact that you have eliminated the baby cockatrice?
No.
But I do want to point out that it's really Contralt who is the terrible person here, because
Yes.
he did leave this thing here purposely to make you have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Baby cockatrice.
So
So I
that
think-
was a minor threat.
Yeah, I figured probably just like sees it by Thrin. The sword is out before like anyone is able to say anything, and just
And like that, I don't know if y'all have seen it, that Twitch clip where the streamer watches the bunny hop out and then it gets shot with an
Yeah.
arrow, and she's like, "Oh!" I think that's the noise Thrin makes when this baby
yeah, and
cockatrice.
I think
gets
like
stabbed.
the swing is fast enough, and because it's so close to Thrin, that like it makes the skirts pick up a little bit from like the pushed air, and like yeah.
Should is that how we wrap this week with baby murder?
No, I thought we had some other stuff we could talk about. So, Thrin, you've gotten a
Thrin
chance
will
to
be
look
like,
over.
well, we shouldn't let it go to waste. Maybe you can harvest it for parts.
Yeah.
And
You know at least
she'll
one
just...
very eager.
I know
alchemical
one person
supplier.
who will like this, so they will
Yes.
they will start to pick it up.
So let's talk about like the longer
Yeah.
term, what you figured out from looking at all these pieces.
I want
So
to
you
take
don't
all
know-
these components
Oh yeah,
because
sure.
this guy's an asshole.
Yeah, you're definitely clearing out this lab. This is all yours
Yeah.
now. But
Okay,
as this is
great.
happening, like you're looking at it, here's a couple things you know. The spell that is being cast right now is at a range that is like there are some enhancements here where he's probably really pushing the range of how far this works from.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also a lot of energy being expended to move things around from a distance.
Okay.
So whatever he's doing, he spends a lot of time making it work from this far away and making it work, in this particular place. So the actual casting of the spell involves wolves. It involves
Mhm.
transferring energy. And if he's going to pick this up somewhere else and do it, you've figured out like
Mhm.
the maximum radius he can be away from that
Okay.
place of power you found.
Cool. Oh, cool. All right. Cool. Yeah, she's just gonna study his magic. Does it seem? You said it doesn't seem familiar at all. Like this is new experimental kind of stuff.
Like, yeah, this is the kind of stuff that would have gotten you banned if you had been studying it before.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. She'll pull out like a piece of paper, write down stuff while just putting alchemical supplies in a bag.
So all that is going, and you've got a good idea of what's going on. I'm gonna say, Maggie,
I'm also gonna fuck with that protection circle a little bit.
you should do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
As in just like break it up so it doesn't work anymore. Maybe do
Yep.
something bad to it. Okay.
Yep.
Maggie, do you want to make any sort of awareness roll out where you're at? Maybe a practiced paranoia roll, if that's better.
Okay. I honestly think she is sitting there so quietly depressed. But yes, I do. Practice paranoia. 17.
Nice.
Okay. So there was that sideboard table in the hallway, and you're sitting on the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're sitting here like this, and that sideboard table has been in the corner of your eye for some time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been long enough that you've realized that although this is a fairly basic table up top, there is something hidden underneath it.
Ooh.
There's definitely a drawer
False
down
bottom. Yeah.
That cheers me up slightly. I'm gonna go look at it.
there. So you got a small, quick sketch of the town. It shows the road that all the wolves have been traveling down. It shows the distance out in the forest where that place of power was, where the wolf cave was. And it's got a circle, like someone's drawn with a compass around it. And they've like made a diagram maybe of distance. And there's this dot. And then there's another dot.
Is it at the mayor's house?
It's not.
Ooh.
The mayor's house, if you had to guess, that's probably what this red X is on this piece of paper.
Maybe he's the target.
And over in the other direction, there is another dot that's over in that district of town by where you met Gunter Pozep and where you saw the barn that you had done barn stuff in. I don't have a better word for it right now.
You had done barn stuff in?
There was a
Didn't
brief
sound better, did
roll
it?
in the hay.
There we go. Thank you. Man,
Thank
I
you,
really should
Lindy.
have.
I
I
got
need
you.
writers for
Lindy.
this show.
That
Okay.
you had done barn stuff.
Got a roll in the
Not
hay in the
good.
barn.
It's not good. I apologize.
Good.
But you have a mark that is somewhere in that vicinity, near the barn, near Gunter Pozep. You've got the mark where you are. You've got the X over by the mayor's house.
What the fuck was he doing? Thran, Lupa.
All right. I think at this point I've just rubbed out a few of the like really important lines of the magic barrier rune.
Are you trying to learn a spell from taking it down from the wall? Is that what you're doing?
I mean, I wouldn't.
Okay,
say
okay. All right, now I'm clear on where we're going with this. Now I'm paying attention to the subtext.
She's writing it down. She's making notes. It's gonna take me some IP and stuff, but
Mhm.
I'm not sure what level spell that is. But she's making notes on it so she can study it later.
Okay, so we know what's going on in the Mirgold house. I'm going to cut away from you guys because we got to wrap up what's happening to Scylla.
Mm-hmm.
What's
So
happening to
Scylla-
Scylla?
Is at the Lilywhite. You have gently wound down the show to the point where most people are just gently drinking and having fun, but they don't seem to expect an encore to happen anytime soon. But Imad Mirgold has come up to you at this point. After you've already been given that person money, she says, you know, you're really quite a singular performer. My son really enjoyed your act.
Oh, well, thank you. I do love hearing that it made someone happy.
Yes. Are you busy tomorrow night? Would you be interested in doing another performance?
What sort of performance?
Oh, I think something like you did tonight would be fine. It would just be a private show.
At your place of residence?
That would be wonderful if you could do that.
Sure. I would. I don't see why not.
That's great. I'm sure that we can come up with a fair price to, what's the term? Anyways, fair price, something to make it agreeable to you, and we'd love to have you just come and do a simple show like this for our family.
Yes, I do have sort of an entourage. They work with me.
All right.
They help me
I
set up.
suppose-
They just help me set up, and then they're out of the way. They'll be out of our hair.
That's fine. That should be fine.
Right? About what time?
Oh, maybe just around like dusk, like dinner time.
All right. I look forward to it then.
That's wonderful. Well, we're going to take our leave now. Have a wonderful night.
Yes, you too. Have a wonderful walk back home. Be safe.
Thank you. Yes, we'll be taking the carriage. And they all head out. Things start going in that direction. And we know that things are still looming up here in the distance. We know that we have the night is falling, the moon is rising. We haven't made any rolls for that at all tonight. And who knows? You're sure you don't want to leave that as a suspenseful cliffhanger for next week? You realize this is the scene we could go out on, as you turning into a werecat right now in the basement of the Mirgold house as they return. Okay, I'm ready for this. that's what we're doing, because we've got a D10 and we're trying to do a 30% chance.
We'll just have to wrangle you out of this house. Oh.
Next week, maybe next week. But for now, you are in the basement of the Marigold house, and you've been going through this. And I want to say that all of this magical note-taking and slaying of Cockatrice babies...
She's doing as fast as she can, but there's only so fast.
So things are taking some time. And Lupa, of course, you get to hear through your very keen ears a carriage rolling down the street at about this point. So we'll just end there, and that'll be a really good cliffhanger
all right.
next time.
That'll be fine. I'm so good at stealth.
So good at stealth. In your heels and your long dress and everything like that. Excellent.
We did it, fam, and by we did it, I mean we didn't do it. We did nothing. Nothing. We failed.
Did lots of stuff.
We learned some important ritual things.
We learned. What is he doing? What is he doing?
Thrin wants to have some words with you. About your cousin. Yeah. Like, what's his full name? Etc.
I'll tell you. Next
Thrin
week.
has some letters she needs to write, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah. So we know more about his bullshit, but not really.
I hate him.
Not really.
I hate him so much. I'm gonna pull a winner for the giveaway. I'm so mad.
Are you going to be happy about the winner of the giveaway, though?
No. It's me. I'm the winner. Damn it. Hold on. It's Jim.
It's Jim.
Yay, Jim.
Jim, send us a DM on Twitter.
Need your email.
With your email, so that we can get that to you. Dear Bernard, first off, what the fuck?
What the
Yes.
fuck?
I mean, they're not wrong. She's
Men
got some
ruin
connections
everything.
That's how most letters to Bernard should start.
Dear Bernard.
Dear Bernard.
Bernard.
Dear Bernard.
What the
First
actual
off,
fuck?
What the fuck? Alrighty,
Bernard.
let's wrap up. What are we doing? Lindy, tell us about yourself. It's your birthday!
It is my birthday, and this
Happy
was
birthday.
the best birthday morning I could have asked for, is playing it with some of my favorite people, playing one of my favorite games. So that was super fun. Thrin definitely thinks this whole princess thing has gotten way too far out of control and out of hand, and never wants to show her face in this town again already. But she feels like she can't say anything because her friends are like, this is useful, but she's also like, but it's so dishonest. She's very torn. But also cool magic stuff, so that's neat. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I play in and jam a lot of tabletop RPGs. I'm debating on maybe doing like a little birthday video game stream later, but for sure what's happening later is on Tales from the Grimm's channel at 8 p.m. Eastern. We are playing Marvel Superheroes for charity. So charity is Beyond Celiac, because that's something I have and several people in my family and some people I know have, and it's severely underfunded, the research for it. So donate to a good cause. Watch Marvel Superheroes. It's going to be amazing. It's got a wonderful cast, and I'm just very excited about it overall. So thank you very much.
Awesome. KT.
Katie. I'm Katie. You can find me on Twitter at KatieFace. Everywhere else on the internet, KatieFace. You can find me through the week over at Off the Table. I think this week we'll be having a Last for the Awful Sea on Tuesday. Also Tuesday during the afternoon, I'll be over on Other Doc's channel playing I think it's called a Las Vegas. It's a tarot game. I'm really excited to play it. I think it's going to be very, very fun. I also will be playing Godsend on Wednesday, Good Society on Thursday, and then on Friday, I'm so excited. Me and Lauren get to play the premiere of our Cypher System game, Hark. This one has been a long time in the making, and I'm very, very excited. We've created a language for this game. We've redid the names of the playbooks, if you want to call them that, in Cypher System. But it's going to be a really, really, really fun game, and I can't wait I'm so excited about all the characters we've created. But yeah, that's where you can find me at this week. And anything else I do, I post on Twitter. But this was fun. I love this game so much. I look forward to it every week, and I love playing it.
Hans, what do you have to say for yourself?
I apologize for all of my actions in game, out of game, less so. But yeah,
stuff.
I'm going to be on. Well, I'll be on Wednesdays. I'm doing an Eberron show called Charge of Sybaris with Scraticus, and then I'll be back here next week.
Awesome. Oh, awesome. That's great. I'm glad about it.
We're gonna
Absolutely no salt
off-stream words.
whatsoever. It's
No.
not like our channel name is Salty Sweet Games. Nope.
Nope. Kiana, who are we?
Who are we? Let's do our individual Twitters and then we'll go through channel stuff. I'm Kiana. I am the Sweet of Salty Sweet Games. You find me over on Twitter at Kiana S. The best way to figure out what I'm doing when I'm not here on this channel doing stuff. Yeah. And Lauren, what about your personal stuff?
What about me? I'm Lauren. I'm at Salty Ginger over on Twitter. I'm gonna spam my emote.
Yes. It feels very appropriate today.
There. So many. I'm the salty of this channel. You can find me here every Saturday and Sunday morning for super awesome fun times. Channel stuff.
We
have next Sunday. Next
yes.
Sunday night. Yeah.
Yes, next Sunday, and is a start of a Lost Rifle miniseries that will be happening on this channel. Super excited to showcase a Canadian game made by some friends of the channel. It'll feature Just Jason Please, Go JT, and people from the actual designers of the game. So it'll be super cool. So that's a 2-shot starting next week. And then with the
And I will
29th
be
as
the
well.
dirty American running production.
Yeah. Well, Jason's also American.
Is
so
he?
like,
No,
yeah, he is.
it's just me.
Yeah, so that we're super excited to have that. Yeah, another thing is we want to give another shout out to our wonderful sponsors of the show. First, Roll20, who is our virtual tabletop of choice. They let us play games from all across, North America here for us, and globally for everyone else. They're really awesome. Definitely check out the Roll20 Spotlight program and check out the hashtag on Twitter to see what other cool shows are happening because of Roll20. As well, I want to give a big thank you to Art House Ariane Games for sponsoring the show and helping us do this giveaway every week so we can give away cool things to y'all every week. Old Token Man, new Token American. Yes, incredible. What else? If you ever want to see what we're up to, Twitter. We have a Twitter. It's one of the best ways to figure out when we're going to go live with stuff because sometimes we'll do impromptu video game streams. So following us there and seeing what other announcements we have there. We do have a Redbubble which has merch. So if you like Pretzel, or if you like Complex Web Polyhedral, you can get those designs on notebooks, mugs, shirts, all sorts of really cool stuff. So there's another great way to support us. If you ever miss an episode, you ever want to rewatch it, we have a YouTube where we upload our VODs, usually Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't hold me to it, but that's how they usually go. Other than that, thank you everyone for following and subscribing and donating. It really helps us to continue the channel. We pay everything out of pocket, so all of that goes back into production and helping us to keep going. I think that's it. I don't know who's live to go raid, but I'll go check after we
Sure. Everybody
come
wait.
out,
Bye.
but-
I'll play the intro video. Everybody wait. Bye. Bye.